Have you ever sat alone in the quiet of an afternoon, wondering why the days seem to pass without the warmth of a friendly conversation? At a time in our lives when experiences are rich and memories abound, making new friends can seem like trying to solve a puzzle with pieces that just don't quite fit. For many of us over 60, the landscape of friendship has shifted in ways we never expected. It's as if the world has changed, leaving us with different needs and challenges when it comes to connecting with others. Today, I want to share with you not only why making friends after 60 can feel so hard, but also how you can finally break through the barriers and create those meaningful connections. It all starts with acknowledging that life isn't a straight path. We've all had our fair share of ups and downs, and by the time we hit 60, our lives are filled with stories, lessons, and wisdom that can light the way for others. Yet, when it comes to forming new bonds, many of us feel like we're starting over. The routines we once had have faded, old social circles have shrunk, and the energy to seek out new interactions might not feel as abundant as it once did. It's perfectly normal to feel this way. After all, our brains and hearts are adapting to a new chapter. One reason making friends later in life can be challenging is that many of us have developed a deep sense of self-reliance over the years. We've learned to handle our problems independently, and this independence can sometimes be mistaken for a lack of need for close companionship. But let's be honest, no matter how independent we are, human beings are social creatures. Research shows that strong social ties can significantly improve our mental and physical well-being, reducing feelings of isolation and even boosting our immune system. Yet, the very independence we cherish might sometimes make us hesitate to reach out, fearing we might impose or disturb someone else's routine. I remember a story about a dear friend, Elaine, who turned 68 last year. Elaine had spent decades as a dedicated teacher and devoted community volunteer. When she retired, she found that the daily interactions that once filled her days were suddenly missing. At first, she tried to keep busy by diving into hobbies and household projects, but the evenings would sometimes leave her feeling lonely. One day, after a particularly quiet afternoon, Elaine decided to take a small step. She joined a local book club. At first, it felt intimidating to share her opinions among strangers, but soon enough, she discovered that her thoughts were welcomed and valued. Over time, Elaine formed friendships that blossomed into weekly coffee dates, shared laughter, and mutual support. Her story reminds us that even small, courageous steps can lead to a renewed sense of community and belonging. So why is it so hard to make friends after 60? One part of the answer lies in our past experiences. We've all been shaped by decades of relationships that have come and gone. Perhaps some of our old friends moved away, lost touch, or simply grew apart as life took us in different directions. The loss of familiar faces can create a void, a space where we wonder if we'll ever find that same sense of closeness again. It's not just about the physical absence of people we once knew, it's about the emotional comfort and shared history that made those friendships feel so secure. There's also a certain vulnerability in reaching out for new connections. After a lifetime of experiences, sharing parts of our inner world with someone new might feel like stepping into uncharted territory. The fear of rejection, of not being understood, or of being too different, can hold us back. It's as if the act of making a new friend requires us to risk exposing our true selves all over again, and that can be a daunting prospect. But here's the good news: every new encounter is an opportunity. Every conversation, no matter how brief, has the potential to open a door to a friendship that enriches our lives in unexpected ways. Consider, for instance, the power of shared interests. Many seniors find that the activities they once enjoyed with lifelong friends have evolved. Perhaps you used to love going to dances, attending social gatherings, or even playing team sports. Now, you might find more solace in quieter pursuits like gardening, reading, or attending local community classes. In fact, studies have shown that engaging in hobbies not only stimulates the mind but also creates a natural setting for meeting others with similar passions. Imagine joining a community garden where each plot is tended with care and shared stories bloom alongside the flowers. The simple act of nurturing a seed can parallel nurturing a budding friendship. It's also important to understand that the digital world can be a surprising bridge to new connections. Many of us grew up in an era without smartphones or the internet, but today, technology offers new avenues to maintain and even create friendships. Whether it's through social media, video calls, or online communities centered on hobbies and interests, digital tools can help us stay connected despite physical distances. Data suggests that seniors who engage with technology feel more connected and confident, tapping into a reservoir of social opportunities that might not have been available before. That said, the first step is often the hardest. Taking the plunge to learn a new device or join an online forum can be intimidating, but remember, every master was once a beginner. Let's take a moment here. If you're enjoying these thoughts, consider giving this conversation a like, or even share it with a friend who might appreciate these insights. And if you have a moment, I'd love to hear your own stories about making new friends later in life in the comments. Your experiences could be the light that guides someone else on a similar journey. Another challenge in forming new friendships after 60 is the pace at which life moves. With retirement comes more free time, but it can also mean a shift in routine that leaves us with fewer structured opportunities to meet new people. Our social circles often revolve around regular, predictable interactions, like those we had at work or through parenting. Now, the days might seem a bit more unstructured, and without a natural setting for socializing, it can be easy to fall into a pattern of solitude. In these moments, it can help to create a routine that deliberately incorporates social activities. This doesn't mean you have to sign up for an extreme schedule of events, but rather find a few key activities that feel both manageable and enjoyable. Perhaps it's a weekly coffee meetup at a local cafe, a class at the community center, or even a volunteer project that aligns with your interests. Such routines not only add structure to your days but also provide predictable opportunities to connect with others. The goal is to ease into socializing at a pace that feels natural, gradually building a network of acquaintances that can blossom into genuine friendships over time. When we speak about these routines, it's important to consider the role of physical and emotional well-being. As we age, staying active and maintaining our health become crucial not just for our bodies but also for our social lives. Regular exercise, even something as simple as a daily walk, can boost our mood and increase our chances of running into neighbors or friends in the community. According to recent studies, seniors who maintain an active lifestyle are significantly less likely to experience mobility issues, and the social interactions that come with being active can add a layer of joy to everyday life. Imagine strolling through a park, greeting a familiar face, and striking up a conversation that leads to a new friendship. Embracing the idea of stepping out of your comfort zone can be transformative. It might mean attending a community event alone or participating in a group activity that initially feels unfamiliar. The trick is to focus on the possibilities rather than the potential awkwardness of a first encounter. Many seniors find that the very act of reaching out, whether it's a smile at the grocery store or a kind word during a class, opens up a ripple effect of connection. These small acts, repeated day in and day out, can eventually weave a network of friendships that feels as strong as any long-held bond. There's another layer to this conversation that's worth exploring: the emotional aspect of loneliness. Loneliness isn't just a feeling, it can have tangible effects on our health. Research indicates that prolonged loneliness can lead to increased stress levels, a decline in cognitive function, and even higher risks of chronic diseases. But it's also a call to action, a reminder that we deserve connections that nourish both our minds and bodies. It's not selfish to seek companionship. In fact, it's one of the healthiest things we can do for ourselves. Recognizing loneliness as a common experience among seniors can help break down the stigma associated with it. Instead of viewing loneliness as a personal failing, we can see it as an invitation to connect more deeply with others. For some of us, especially those who have experienced significant losses or changes in our social circles, the idea of forming new bonds might feel bittersweet. We carry with us memories of friends who are no longer by our side, and the process of opening up to new people can sometimes feel like letting go of the past. It's okay to grieve those losses, and it's equally important to honor them by allowing ourselves to experience new forms of connection. Think of it as adding new chapters to a book that has already been rich with stories. Every new friendship is a chance to write a new page, full of laughter, shared interests, and mutual support. Let's also acknowledge the role that self-esteem plays in our ability to forge new relationships. After 60, many of us have developed a strong sense of who we are, which is a wonderful thing. However, this same certainty can sometimes make us feel like there's little left to learn or share. The truth is, every person you meet brings a unique perspective and experience, no matter their age. Embracing your own story, and being open to hearing others, can create a mutual respect that forms the foundation of lasting friendships. It's about recognizing that even though our lives have followed different paths, there's always common ground waiting to be discovered. At this point, you might be wondering, how do I even begin? How can I overcome the inertia of a long, solitary routine and start building a vibrant social network? The answer lies in taking small, manageable steps. Begin by identifying one area of interest that sparks joy. It could be anything from joining a local walking group, enrolling in a cooking class, or even exploring online communities where you can share your hobbies. When you step into these environments, remember that it's normal to feel a bit out of place at first. The key is to keep showing up, even on days when you're not sure if you'll click with anyone. With time, those initial awkward moments will give way to genuine connections. I'd like to share another real-life example. Consider George, a retired engineer who felt the weight of loneliness after leaving behind the camaraderie of a bustling office. Determined to change his situation, George decided to join a local chess club. At first, he was nervous. Chess clubs were filled with younger players, and he worried that his style of play might seem outdated. However, he soon discovered that the club was a welcoming space for anyone who loved the game. Over several months, George not only improved his skills but also formed a tight-knit group of friends who now meet regularly for friendly matches and hearty conversations. His journey is a powerful reminder that no matter your background or interests, there is always a place where you belong. It's interesting to note how much our attitudes can shift when we change our perspective. Rather than viewing the challenge of making friends as an insurmountable obstacle, we can see it as an exciting opportunity to grow. Each new person we meet is a chance to learn something new, to see the world through another's eyes, and to add richness to our own lives. This mindset shift, from one of hesitation to one of curiosity, can be incredibly empowering. It invites us to step into social settings with the goal of simply enjoying the moment, rather than stressing over whether we'll make a perfect connection right away. At this point in our conversation, if you find these ideas resonating with you, why not subscribe to our channel? There's a wonderful community of like-minded individuals out there who are all on this journey together. And if you enjoy this discussion, a little like would help keep these conversations going, along with a share to a friend who might benefit from these insights. Another element that can boost your confidence in making friends is learning to listen deeply. In today's fast-paced world, genuine listening is a rare gift. By taking the time to really hear what another person is saying, you show them that their thoughts and feelings matter. This simple act of listening can break down barriers, foster empathy, and build trust. Imagine sitting in a quiet cafe, where the background noise fades into the hum of conversation, and you're fully present with someone sharing a personal story. Those moments of sincere connection can be transformative, turning casual encounters into cherished friendships. It's also worth considering the role that community events and volunteer work can play in expanding your social circle. Engaging in volunteer activities not only gives you a sense of purpose but also puts you in touch with others who are similarly motivated to make a difference. Whether it's helping out at a local food bank, participating in community cleanups, or assisting at a senior center, volunteer work creates a natural setting for meaningful interactions. Plus, there's something incredibly fulfilling about giving back to the community. It reminds us that we are all connected, and that each of us has something valuable to offer. For those of you who might be hesitant about diving into new social scenes, consider this gentle reminder. The the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Every effort you make to connect with others, no matter how small, is a victory in itself. As you experiment with different activities and explore new social settings, allow yourself the freedom to be both curious and patient. Friendships, like gardens, require time, care, and the willingness to nurture growth, even when the soil seems dry at first. Let's take a reflective pause here. Think back to a time when you felt deeply connected to someone, a friend, a neighbor, or even a stranger who offered a kind word at just the right moment. Remember how that moment made you feel, the warmth it spread, and the lasting impression it left on your heart. Those memories are proof that connection is possible, regardless of age. And every day brings a fresh chance to recreate those moments, to open your heart to new possibilities, and to let others into your world. In wrapping up our conversation today, I want to leave you with one more thought. Making friends after 60 is not about replacing the old with the new, but about expanding the tapestry of your life. Each new friendship adds a unique thread, contributing to a richer, more vibrant picture of your experiences. It's an invitation to keep growing, keep learning, and keep sharing the wisdom that comes with a life well lived. Before we finish, I'd love to hear from you. What has been your experience with making new friends later in life? Have you found a particular activity or approach that works best for you? Please share your thoughts in the comments, and let's create a dialogue that not only supports each of us individually but also builds a community of understanding and encouragement. If you haven't already, do subscribe to our channel for more insights and heartfelt conversations. And if you found today's discussion meaningful, a like and a share with a friend who might be on a similar journey would mean the world. Remember, every small act of connection contributes to a larger, brighter community. As we conclude, I want you to remember that friendship is not a race or a competition, it's a beautiful, ongoing process of discovery. Each conversation, each shared smile, is a step toward a richer, more connected life. So, take a deep breath, step forward with curiosity and warmth, and know that it's never too late to make a new friend. Our lives are filled with endless possibilities, and sometimes, the simplest acts of reaching out can create the most profound changes. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of friendship after 60. May you find joy, comfort, and plenty of genuine connections on your journey ahead. And as you go about your day, remember, your next great friend could be just a smile away.